I'm actually interested in how Canadian Bacon and Cleetose match up. Uh, Canadian Bacon is pretty good versus standard spies, but Cleetose plays a little. It seems impolite to say erratically, but I think that's really going to help him in the spy role in this. He just does odd things sometimes, and every once in a while, odd things get you low lit from Bacon.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they will do. Um, yeah, considering their play styles.
All right, hopping into the picks and bans. Cleetose bans for both varieties of pub. It's not that he hates Softails, it's just that he hates pub. Good man, Cleetose. And Canadian Bacon does the reverse, essentially. Well, I guess it was pan up, but does something similar to what KCM did, but the opposite, where he bans out the any 5 of 8 variety of New Art Veranda and the any 4 of 8 gallery, so that if Cleetose wants to play either New Art Veranda or gallery, he's got to do the any X of 7 variety instead.
Which is basically the opposite of what we saw in the bans in the last match, where we banned both the 5 of 7 versions.
Right, and I'm wondering, let's see, I'm just trying to think through Bacon. I guess he's a pretty. I mean, obviously Bacon is known more as a sniper, and so maybe just banning that out makes you. Maybe it's like a map ban in your mind where you don't want to play versus Bacon on a tougher map than you have to. And the picks are Cleetose picks up Panopticon any 5 of 8. So maybe Canadian Bacon had a read on Cleetose, knowing that he was going to go for one of the larger maps. Cleetose picks up Panopticon any 5 of 8. Canadian Bacon picks up Courtyard 2 any 4 of 7. Cleetose picks up New Art Ballroom any 4 of 8. And Canadian Bacon picks up Balcony any 2 of 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think Canadian Bacon is known to be a pretty good balcony player. So I think, yeah, it's interesting that map wasn't banned by Cleetose, but I guess he likes that map as well. Yeah, but we'll see how each of the players will deal with each other and those map decisions.
Yeah, I'm curious about the pub bans now that I think about it in retrospect. I guess I haven't seen Bacon's play too much this season, but I don't know if is Bacon a fan of pub. It doesn't seem like a really Bacon map to me. I don't know. It could just be that Cleetos wasn't thinking about his opponent. And he was more just trying to. He just doesn't like pub, but it doesn't seem like Bacon would be keen on pub too much unless something's changed.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you ban maps to keep them out of your opponent's hands, and sometimes you do it because you just don't want to play them. So maybe Cleetose, you know, Cleetose doesn't feel like he'd be good on pub, regardless of how good Bacon would be on pub. Cleetose in the chat says, I've banned pub every match so far, so that could explain it too.
Okay.
Why stop now, he says.
I mean, that's true. I mean, if you were consistently banning the same map, you don't have to worry about practicing on it, and that just leaves the other maps to practice on. So, yeah, fair enough. All right, let me get transitioned over. Do I still have the splash screen up? I do. Sweet. Okay, so I can get to the replays menu without spoiling.
Yeah, and we are starting out on Panopticon. Yeah, one of the bigger maps where the spy really has to hurry a little bit, finish 5 missions. We'll see how the snipers are going to be able to deal with that.
Indeed, there's always a trade-off of you've got to finish more missions, but also you've got a whole lot more freedom to do them on a map where the sniper can't see everything at once.
I think we are ready.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, and the map where certainly a time ad seems very reasonable.
Oh yeah, timeout is really strong on pan up in general, because you could potentially add time and get away from the windows before the sniper even turns back to look.
Cleetose following his ST and gets his first white flirt done.
And goes for the fingerprint early on as well. That's a good choice as far as giving yourself options.
Yeah,
Does
exactly.
a decent stop because the ambassador's at bookcase. I say decent, I actually don't know how good stops are supposed to be.
I think it was about the right distance.
Goes and flirts and leaves right away. You know, that's the sort of thing you can get away with on pan up. Not wasting any time.
So what's he doing now? He is kind of keeping an eye on the party. Might be. Oh. For a moment it looked like he was going for a bug there.
Yeah, and then
yeah,
instead specifically avoided the ambassador, and that even might be what the highlight is for the fact that he passed around the ambassador.
Exactly. That's pretty much a spy's thing to do.
Banana bread.
Interesting fake BB. I mean, sometimes you've just got to do them, right? Otherwise, your opponent can always highlight conversations with no DA.
It might be to fish for a low light here for the split, or to confuse Bacon a little bit and distract him from the fingerprint Cleetose just got.
Yeah, from the fingerprint and maybe even from where he got the book from in the first place, because Cleetose could be looking to transfer it here.
Yeah, and also we are starting to see quite a number of lowlights on this map.
Yeah, I mean, with two banana breads, and neither of them were really ideal in terms of how many people were out of conversation. I guess we're just going by the same bookcase.
So 1 minute and 20 left. 2 missions more to go. And he gets shot for... It might have been for putting back the book at not the right timing. I'm not sure.
Potentially that, or it's possible they thought the book came from a different place. Which is ironic given that Cleetose presumably put the back in the right place.
It's possible, but the shot timing makes me think. I mean, it was after he put it back, but Bacon must have been looking really closely to catch that.
It had to have been. I agree, and I'm actually trying to see it because Bacon's big thing is you can't start your next head turn, but he must just have the book back animation so closely that he even knows that it's not even an animation so much as it must be like a split second of a non-pause or something that he didn't do, because it looked completely clean. Because Cleetose even waited for the generally safer flip rather than putting it back when your head is in the middle. And he still got shot. And it's got to be an animation thing. The shot was way too confident.
Yeah, I think he... Bloom is also saying in the chat it was a little bit too early. Just a moment. I mean, it's really impressive that Bacon caught that on this map, but he must have been suspicious for red dress already.
Yeah, I think the fact that Bacon was watching that character specifically so closely for a tell like that shows that red dress already had a ton of suspicion, potentially for avoiding the ambassador earlier in the game. So, one thing led to another. A little suspicion led to enough attention to get a shot.
Yeah, and maybe it was even for the fingerprints as well. So probably Bacon noticed the double fingerprints, and then he was just camping for this animation.
Indeed.
Alrighty, stepping into the next game where Canadian Bacon will try his hand at Spy, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Canadian Bacon makes a quick turn and heads in the direction of his seduction target to get a nice early flirt. %, which is not great, but it's good enough.
Yeah, but that's an alright beginning to the game. You know, we've got progress, and we haven't got too much suspicion. You have an opportunity to purloin here, but don't take it, which is probably the right decision.
So is idling a little bit here, not doing much.
Yeah, we're really burning time here, which, you know, could lead us into a bad situation late in the game, or it could, you know, help get someone else shot. We'll see how the rest of this plays out. But if Bacon wants to actually finish missions, he better start doing something soon.
Yeah, or he already is planning for a time it, but even with that, he already is a little bit low on time. But if he hurries now, he definitely can still finish.
Yeah, the key word is hurry though, and we are going for a green swap, so that's something. Swap half of our inspects.
Yeah, the question is if he's gonna get caught for that.
Could have gone for a bug there too, but probably would have been noticed.
The good thing was that shortly after the green swap, there were two AIs at the other side at the statues, which kept Cleetose a little bit busy.
Yeah, but the green swap was performed by a low light, which is not good news for Bacon. Oh, but the low light goes back up to a highlight, so apparently that wasn't a hard low light.
I guess Cleetose can't quite remember who was at that statue.
Banana bread.
Either that, or they're just holding in their head who was there rather than low-lighting most of the party. Oh dear. Well, apparently they didn't remember because that person couldn't have done the swap.
Yeah. Again, this was a pretty good game by Canadian Bacon. He got the green test, which was vital. He would have gotten shot probably for the white test. And yeah, it was a little bit too hard for Cleetose to track here with all this other stuff happening.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alright, stepping into Courtyard 2 with Cleetose starting as Spy, starting in 3, 2, 1.
Cleetose entering an innocent conversation circle.
Although, the way he was so close to General there is potentially not innocent looking to the sniper, but General left before that became a big deal.
Yeah.
Now that our ST is out of statues, we go and pick up the flirt.
Yeah, and he's waiting with that flirt because he's a little bit afraid Bacon might notice it. Gets 51%.
It's always good to take a little bit of time so you don't talk right away. Innocent drink take, that could limit our options, but it's always worth it to take a drink once in a while.
Yeah, and at the moment it looks like he's going for the timer flirt. And he better gets that one, and a green would be appreciated because time is running down.
Yeah, it's, half the game's gone and we've only done seduce stuff. So actually finishing seduce would be super important. And we managed to do it.
Which is
So,
good.
still 3 more missions,
Yeah.
a little over a minute left.
And Canadian Bacon doesn't have a lot of highlights, which
Banana bread.
Isn't great for Cleetose here. He got away with his double agent with a queen test.
Yeah, at least the double agent came straight to Cleetose. But now, we have time for inspect swap if that's what we want to do. It's not so late in the game that it would be too obvious yet. At the very least, we're going to pick up our inspects here.
Yeah, the AI isn't very cooperative at the moment. No one else stepping to statues.
So we decide not to go for the swap, but now we've got to do something in this last half an hour. Don't get the hard fingerprint, although I don't think Cleetose was really thinking they'd finish fingerprint anyway.
I think the plan
Maybe
was
go
to,
for a bug here?
Yeah.
We do go for the crash bug, but we're on the other side of the statue from the sniper, so that came off clean.
That was very nice. I think his original plan might have been pick up the briefcase to return into a bug, maybe. But yeah, very opportunistic there at the end. Very good. Really clean bug. Of course risky, but it paid off in the end.
Alright, sig bug time. That was a sig bug.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
That was the helicopter.
Yeah, and the decision to park backwards, I think that's really interesting too.
I think it was the right decision though, because that keeps you completely out of the sniper's line of sight, whereas just going forward, the sniper might have rotated around and caught the tail end of your arm sticking out.
Yeah.
So trying to keep it sort of as compact as possible as far as statue cover goes was probably a good idea, even though it looked really silly.
Yeah, but it's a really good spy play in the end, and do the most obvious stuff behind that statue.
Yeah, I mean, basically my favorite part of Courtyard Spy Wins is when they manage to do something that would normally completely get them shot right after the, but behind the pillar, so that the sniper just completely misses it.
Alright, moving on.
Alright.
Alright, so that's Cleetose picking up a win, bringing it 2-1. Canadian Bacon stepping in to roll a spy. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, Canadian Bacon also in an innocent CC, taking a look at the party and where his seduction target is located.
Doesn't want to chase the selection target to windows, which is probably good to avoid that temptation.
Yeah, it's not too late yet to start doing these missions. Of course, there has been a little bit of idling, but if he gets progress soon, it will be all right.
Yeah, and here we go. Patience rewarded him with the double agent walking right up, and he took that opportunity. Although I would like to see Bacon get some flirt progress pretty soon.
Yeah, if he doesn't
'Cause
get it
it's-
soon, it's gonna be almost impossible to complete.
Yeah, and it's difficult to win Courtyard without flirt. But instead we're going to statues. And we're going for a swap and we're behind the statue again.
Yeah,
But we get caught. We get caught at the statue with a swap. Potentially because we went for inspects afterwards, and that was maybe a little greedy.
yeah. I was a little bit surprised that he didn't put it down immediately to get out of there, because Cleetose was still on the other side for quite some while.
Yeah, because that would in some ways be the whole point of the maneuver. Although I guess it's possible the swap was an accident and Bacon didn't shift enough. They just thought, well, I'm still here, I'll get my inspects.
Yeah, and I think he has to be very careful now. I think, I mean, 2 green flirts seem possible, but I think if he gets 2 obvious fingerprints, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, but the shot comes off on a civilian
Wow.
anyway. I'm gonna go back and see if General was at that statue or what
Yeah.
the deal with that was. So General was never at that particular statue. It's possible he was at a statue and
Yeah.
Cleetose misremembered that. But that's interesting because I feel like Cleetose could have just caught the swap right there. Bacon was the only one to go to that statue, and it was pretty in plain sight.
Yeah, I think probably Cleetose suspected a green swap, or at least thought it was possible, and was confused about who visited which statue, and he just thought it must be one of my highlights who went there.
Yeah,
And,
so in chat, Cleetose says, was doubting my statue memory here, and then says, thought the General twitched into that CC was a weird entry. So that makes sense. I mean, sometimes the swap is so blatant that the sniper just has to go, okay, was that just always a Falcon? You know?
Yeah.
And that combined with the fact that General did something, you know, fishy animation-wise or pathing-wise, that makes sense, I suppose, for the wrong shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So this match is still open, going into ballroom with Bacon leading 3-1. Cleetose going for the early bug. Very risky, but doesn't get shot immediately, which is a good sign.
Yeah, that second attempt was, you know, definitely risky, but in some ways the second attempt was better than the first one, even in terms of safety. And he seemed to get away with it.
And really good progress here by Cleetose. Got a bug, got 2 of the 3 inspects, and 34% on the flirt. So you rarely see a faster start than that.
Yeah, it's early on in the game, and we're well on the way to finishing missions.
Probably is going to chill a bit here, to lose some heat if he has any.
I'd like to see him go for a banana bread here. There's a spot right next to the double agent, and you know, you've got away with that bug. You kind of want to go aggressively to finish all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, what you don't want to see here is him idling for too long and then having to rush missions at the end and get shot for it.
Exactly. I suppose there could be the concern of wondering how much the sniper might have seen that bug.
Yeah,
Because if
absolutely.
they thought they saw it but they're doubting themselves, then going straight for a banana bread could be the difference between them actually doubting themselves or them
Yeah.
deciding it was a bug.
As Cleetose, I mean, if I had done that bug, I would be definitely suspect that CanadianBacon had seen a little bit of that bug. But as you said earlier, you just have to assume at that point, if you don't get shot, that it hasn't been seen, and you have to continue.
Yeah, still, now we are sort of getting close to having time crunch on the missions, especially with Seduce. Although, it looks like we were thinking of going in for a Seduce there, and then the ambassador showed up, and we didn't want any part of that. Plus, 3-up case. But instead, we might be going for banana bread.
And we're seeing the mind games here already going to middle statue there, where he only had to go to the side statue.
Yeah, I like
Banana
that
bread.
choice.
Wow.
So that was an interesting shot that almost makes me wonder if that was Bacon being very patient on seeing the bug, but wanting to be sure that Cleetose could be done with missions. Or it could be some animation thing, like it often is with Bacon.
Yeah, it could be the case too, because I think after that middle statue visit, that's where he got the highlight. Although he already got highlight when he was pathing towards the statue. I think maybe Bacon caught something shortly before that, maybe when he started pathing, an animation cut or something.
Oh, that's definitely possible.
Yeah, definitely a good sniper game here. Always tough on ballroom with so much going on. And we are we are taking a look at the sick bug cam again.
Actually muted. So that was CanadianBacon picking that game up, and he leads 4-1 unless I'm mistaken, and he's stepping into the role of spy, starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so we are going to see how Bacon is gonna tackle this game, knowing that he's already leading by quite a margin in this match. Yeah, seems to be going for the typical early flirt. And gets a 51, of course. He decides to move early, wondering what he's about to do. Maybe he is thinking about getting a fingerprint from that green bookcase.
That was a really good bug. We just picked it up as the ambassador was walking by, and there was so much cover for it. And the green purloin.
So this is looking really good for Bacon at the moment. If Cleetose didn't get any of that, then yeah, there's not much hope.
Yeah, Bacon's in a pretty great position. He's not even highlight, and all he needs to finish this is a contact and one more flirt from anywhere in the conversation.
Yeah, so the only hope that's left at the moment is that Cleetose saw something of that bug or has a hunch about the purloin.
Yeah, but Bacon didn't even have to move for that banana bread. And now we're more suspicious, but unless Cleetose is going to shoot for a talk here, Bacon's won the game. And doesn't look like there's going to be a shot.
No, yeah, Bacon takes that match here with another very clean spy game.
All right, well, that is the last game. I'm probably gonna outro on that sick bug But before we go, I guess I'll close up the stream and then just probably have it. I'll free the casters at least. Today, your casters have been Teetery and Moriarty. Do you guys have anything you want to plug or anything, or?
No, nothing to plug from me.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to plug either. I have a Twitter account, but I haven't used it in forever, and I don't even remember what exactly it is. So.
All right, so look on Twitter.
Fine.
The first Teetery you find will be the real Teetery, guaranteed. You can find Moriarty at moriarty.com. And this is SpyParty. It is $15, probably. I don't know, it's been $15 for a long time, unless you get it packs. You can get it at SpyParty.com, probably. I'm guessing that's the URL. And thank you very much. The games today were Quicklime versus Anorexic Whale, Seabot versus Year End, Cleetose versus Canadian Bacon, and Bloom versus KCM. And I think that's about it. Do you guys want to say anything else in summary of the games, or?
No, just there were a couple of sick bugs, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the SCL season. And thanks everyone for listening, and see you around.
Yeah, those were some good games overall. I thought a lot of good, interesting spy play, and thanks for having me, and thanks for watching and listening, everybody on the stream, and see you around.
Alrighty. I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming on casting.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Disconnected.